My name is Jennifer. My pronouns are she and they, and I am so excited to be here with Karla Ukman. I should have asked you how to pronounce that. Is that correct?
It's
Or how do
okay.
you
It's Ukman, but I'll
Ukman.
answer to anything.
Okay. Karla Ukman, who is the founder of Artemis
Wealth management.
Wealth Management. Okay.
Yep.
I promise we prepared for this. Just not this part. The founder and owner of Artemis Wealth Management, and I'm so excited. She's going to be one of the guest experts in my Worthy of Wealth program this fall. And we're just going to have a conversation about really why anyone is worthy of wealth planning. So, welcome, Karla. I'm so excited you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit. I don't meet a lot of women who are in wealth planning. What inspired you to pursue that as a calling or career or both?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much for, having me here and asking me that because I love sharing my story and I will keep it down to, not a 10 minute long journey. But I I got married young. I had a kid young. My husband and I are still together, and my daughter's going to be 18 in September. And throughout my life, before I got into the industry, I wanted help. I made a lot of money mistakes,
Mm,
racked up debt, didn't know how to manage our finances, went through 2008. And it was just a lot. And every time I ever asked for help, no one wanted to help me. We met with an
mm,
advisor years and years ago, and they would the gentleman actually talk to my husband, and I would ask questions because I'm the one that was running the household and the finances and working, and the gentleman would answer my questions by looking at my husband. And I just felt like I wasn't being heard. I also just had a lot of shame when it came to
mm.
my money mistakes. I felt embarrassed. I didn't want
Yeah.
to talk about it. I had made a lot of mistakes.
Same.
My credit wasn't great. It was really shameful. And I had uh, a lot of things that I didn't even want to bring up to like try to get a loan. Like bankers would look at me and say, well,
Mm,
you made mistakes, too bad, or I didn't have a lot in the bank account. Like I'm
mm.
just trying to open up a bank
Yeah.
account. It's like, oh, you don't have thousands? Sorry, we don't really want you. So
Yeah.
I I was like, you know what? I need to do something about this. So I had a mentor, that a family friend that said, hey, you should get into this industry. And I thought about it, and I knew that most of the advisors did not look like me. They were
Mm.
men. And I took that challenge on. I said, "Hey, bring
I
it.
love it.
I I'm going to do this. I know that there are people in this world that have been excluded from gaining knowledge, and our society doesn't give us those tools either. So I made it a mission to change the way that people work with wealth planners and advisors so that they can come and feel safe and heard with their money."
I love that so much. And I will share, like, since meeting you, I have, and learning from you, like, I now feel like there are options for me, like,
Yeah.
that there is someone for me to go to, because before meeting you, I was just like, yeah, no, I will, like, Google it or figure it out on my own because,
Yeah.
I've had those experiences that you've talked about, whether it was, like, going to, like, get my taxes done with, whatever, H&R Block or whomever, and being asked all these questions that I don't know and feeling judged. And as a neurodivergent person, there are a lot of challenges around money. I'm someone who has dyscalculia, and so that affects how I understand and interact with numbers, which it has shown up in different ways in how I manage or have mismanaged finances in the past. And you're exactly right. There's so much shame that comes with it, like from, being taught that the status of your money is a moral issue, right? Rather than just like money is just money.
Hmm.
Money has no moral bearing. The choices that we make with it may or may not, but money itself and our relationship to it is not a reflection of our moral character. And I think that is what so many of us have been made to feel, right? Whether it's from religion or, you know, people who, I don't know, have maybe never struggled and are judging from that place of like, well, it's just easy. You budget your
Hmm.
money, put it in categories, and you go.
Right. Right. They're like, hey,
When you
download
have
an app.
enough
It'll be
money,
free. Yeah.
yeah, when you have enough money, that works. But
Mhm.
yeah, more and more with I just talk to so many folks who are like, yeah, I'm like stacked with degrees and cannot find a job that like provides for myself and provides for, student loans and everything that comes with like all the things that that we did to prepare for our careers, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. You recently mentioned that you have some tools to work with folks on their student loans. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. I'm super excited. So I have a software that is personalized to all of my clients when they work with me. And it's a software that you can't just go out and purchase. You have to be in the industry. And this software allows me to take your student loans and we put them all into the software and we say, okay, how are we going to pay off each one and when should we pay them off? And
Mm,
it's a really neat feature and it's included in all of my financial planning programs. And I am going to drop a YouTube video of how it works because I'm a
yeah.
visual person and I know a lot of people are, and that you can actually see how it works. And a lot of people are going to have to start paying back their student loans. And that's another thing where it comes into play of the shame of
Mm,
either not being able to pay back the student loans or they don't know how to budget because of the student loans. Which one are they supposed to
yeah.
be paying off next? And there's a lot that goes into it. And people, if you didn't have family to be able to pay for your college
Mm,
education and you put yourself through college and um, in graduate school and you have all these student loans, that shame comes up where,
yeah.
hey, so I'm here and I can help with that. And I'm super excited that my software can do that.
That's so amazing because like you said, I think like when those loan payments got deferred through the pandemic, like that's restarting soon. I know
Mhm.
it, I don't know, there's been several dates, or even for folks who graduated in the spring, they're going to be coming up on their like, okay, folks, things start now. And yeah, it would have been amazing to have someone who could have helped guide me with like a strategy for what to do, without getting into some of the like predatory options of like consolidate with us here, but we won't tell you that you won't have other options over here, right?
Mhm.
I think that's where so many of us, myself included, have run into problems that like so many solutions when we go to look for them ourselves end up being predatory and cost us way more than where we were to begin with. And and we don't know how to know that, right?
Mhm.
And talking with folks who are in the industry who do know, and you know, like are not working from a place of like, ooh, I want to, exploit this person for my own wealth. Like you, you genuinely want to help educate people, empower them with resources so they have the autonomy to make decisions that are going to be like healthy for them financially and liberating for them. And that's just so amazing to think about and exciting, as I think about my own my own journey and, being in process. It's part of why I started this program because, I'm a me too in this area.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited about your program. I think that people are always questioning why certain things have happened in their lives when it comes to money, and the
Mm,
more we fall to those predatory system and what society feeds us, the harder it is for us to feel confident with making
mm,
decisions with money, and we just kind of spiral. And so I
yeah.
love that you're starting your program, and it's something that definitely needs to be shouted at the top of the mountains because everyone is worthy.
Yes. Yes. I think of so many ways that we're told we're not worthy. And I also think about just even the word wealth. I recently posted on social media, how do you define wealth? That question. And none of the answers were directly related to money. All of the answers were like, wealth is the freedom to care for my health in the way that I need to. Wealth is the freedom to like honor the limitations of my body. Wealth is the freedom to have time off, to rest, to um experience joy, right? Like that's how people are defining wealth. We are
Mhm.
absolutely worthy of that, and also the financial component too of having the resources that we need to live a life that is joyful and fulfilling and a thriving life, not just a surviving life.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the core elements of the program is playing with the definition of wealth and the definition of success and kind of reclaiming it from the pictures that have been handed to us by others and saying let's create our own picture. What does that look like? What how do we want to define that? How will we know when we have arrived in our own version of wealth? And um, what is it to really give ourselves permission to want things that are lovely and easeful and joyful and liberating
Mhm.
in life.
Yeah. Yeah, and exactly. And when I'm speaking with my clients, I'm always asking, what are your money goals, and what do you want in your life? And every single person's answer is different. And I
Mhm,
love it because I get to, hear what people define wealth as. And money is just a tool, and
mhm,
we're going to use that to get you to your your life that you've always wanted, to have that picture of wealth, either going on vacations or opening a ranch for animals.
mhm.
That's mine.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So my husband makes fun of me all the time because I'm an animal lover, and I would
Mm.
love to open up a ranch, like a rescue ranch.
Oh
So
my gosh, that's amazing.
so that to
Can I
me,
come visit?
what?
Can I come visit your rescue ranch and just hang out with all the
Yeah.
animals?
I'm like,
Yes.
I want llamas and dogs and
Yes.
cats and cows and
I love that.
So
Right?
that's my definition of wealth is, being able to do something like that. It's not how many dollars are in the bank.
Hmm.
For me, it's being able to accomplish something like that.
Yes. And I know so many folks, being a part of being a part of a community of like intersectionally and historically excluded identities, right? Like there are so many things that I want to do to help, like to give back to community. I want to participate in closing the wage gap and redistributing the like economic balance of power, right? And like yes, along with that, I would like a more easeful life. And there are things that I want with that, things like I would love to pay someone ridiculously well to clean my house because executive function is not my strength. And I would love to like help someone in their business by hiring them to take care of a thing that is not what I want to be doing with my time and my energy. Right. And so it's that other piece of, yes, there are things that I want to welcome easefulness into my life, and also ways that I want to invest into projects and businesses that are important to me, to be, like crowdfunding campaigns that my friends post that,
Yeah.
things that come along like that. Like the transformation and revolutions that so many of us are passionate about does take capital. And I know so many folks with incredible vision, and the thing that's standing in the way is the lack of capital to make it happen. And so I'm on a mission to, part of this mission is to help folks understand like money doesn't turn us into like some evil, greedy villain, right? Like I believe money amplifies what's already in us. If we already have generosity and transforming culture and like helping out our fellow humankind, that will only be amplified with additional resources. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. I think people struggle with like kind of the question of ethics around building wealth and like even investing. I know that's something we've chatted about too. Like, is it even possible to invest ethically?
Yeah. Yeah, that comes up a lot. And investing can be a wide range. So in my industry, you usually meet with someone and they say, "Hey, give me all your money to invest." And investing can be, real estate. It can be, a huge amount of different things. Putting money back into the community, that's an investment. And
Mhm,
so just because I talk about investing doesn't mean that it's, hey, you need to give it all to me and I'm going to invest it. One
mhm,
of the things that a lot of my clients are wanting now, and myself included, is something that is ethical in the investing space. So
mhm,
they're called either socially sustainable investing or ESGs, environmental, social, and governance, and they provide you a way of investing where you can put your money into something and you know that the companies that you're investing in are going to align with your values.
mm,
So they have to be rated, and these companies have to be rated, and they have to stay in a certain rating or they get dropped off. And so a lot of I'm in the nonprofit side of things. I am huge into just changing the world, and
mhm,
so I want to make sure that my money is going towards companies that align with diversity and the environment and how they interact with the government, and these are companies worldwide, so there is an option.
Mhm.
So don't think that you have to put your money into a company that everybody else is investing in but you don't align with their values. There is an option for you.
I love that. And just even knowing that there are options, right? I
Mhm.
think that's part of part of stuff that we've talked about even outside of this conversation in terms of when we talk about historically excluded identities, that exclusion piece is we've been left out of conversations, we've been left out of education, we've been left out of access, right? And that's everything that I hear you talking about, that you educate folks on here are all the ways that we can strategize with your finances. Here are things that you do with it. Here are ways that you can access these opportunities to, one of the things I think about, I was listening to someone talk the other day about how, they have different chronic illness issues and they are working toward building an investment portfolio that eventually in the next couple of years will allow them to stop working completely and their investment will just like pay for like that will be their full-time income. And I thought, what an incredible thing. Like I know so many people with chronic illness and disabilities who are, uh, you know, struggling because the circumstances are what they are in the world right now. And how amazing would it be if people could get themselves connected with options for investing or options for making their money work for them in a way that they can reduce their own work and
Mhm.
like take care of their bodies and do whatever it is that they want to do, whether that's like rescue animals or be an artist or play music or just like lay in the grass and listen to trees. Like I think there's a lot of things um that many of us can grow up or go through life not even knowing is a possibility. And so my hope is with this conversation with the Worthy of Wealth program that there's kind of these two sides. One is the in-depth work that the cohort will be doing with me on like their own money story and their own experiences, kind of healing that. And then with the guest experts is just being exposed to options and people who look like them who can support them in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for the program, and one of the things that I'll be talking on is debunking, money myths. What
Mm,
society has fed us to believe, and it's not just what women have been fed. I'm going to go
mm,
through historically excluded communities because we all have different traumas that have arise from
mm.
money conversations and what we've been told and what our worth is. And so I will debunk those myths as well as talking about like I just said, the history of the trauma of money and also what challenges have arise for different communities and how we can start moving towards having a healthier mindset for our money relationships.
I love that so much. That's so, yeah, that's so important. And what you said there at the end, healthier mindset around money, that is really at the core of it. And that's going to be the core of this program is when we are able to move through like kind of the mind trash that we may have been given or inherited generationally about money, about our worthiness. When we can move through that to a liberated mindset space, everything else is possible and available. And I think that's where like you were saying, people have different feelings in relationship. Like, I just feel like I have all these money blocks, or like money just doesn't come to me, it doesn't flow to me. Like other people seem to just like be magnetic, right? And I think a lot of it is about healing these wounds, and healing, like you said, a lot of things that have just been passed down to us by society, by intergenerational experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of final thoughts for this conversation? Of course, we'll be having more conversations in the future, but any kind of final thoughts that you just like for sure want people to know?
Um, I want everyone to know that you don't have to have millions to work with a wealth planner.
Mm.
So the first step is always scheduling a call. And I always give people a 30-minute free chat. Let's just talk. Don't assume that you're
Mm.
unworthy of working with me.
I love that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Just like makes my heart sing. Thank you so much for sharing this space. I am grateful to you and the ways that you have already changed my life and my mindset through our conversations and through the posts. We'll be sure to share links. Where do you hang out most on social media if people want to find you?
LinkedIn and Facebook. Those are my jams.
Okay, same here. Yeah, so we'll share this replay. We'll be sure to share links so you can connect with Karla and take advantage of that free consultation call if you are curious. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us today.
Bye, everyone.